moving right along, the next item is an action item, number 19, 2018 board meeting schedule. Vice Chair Warner, what?
I would like to make a motion that we accept it because we can always make revisions later. Okay.
We have a motion. Second. Okay, Board Member Wright, discussion.
It's scheduled on April 5th, 6th, right over Alpine School District spring break.
But if it's not that one, it's someone else's.
It's someone else's.
I know. Let's just cancel April's board meeting. You guys are crazy. You're going for 12 board meetings next year. We usually take 1 month off.
Okay,
I have
we're
the
not
floor.
we can discuss that in March.
I know. So let's just bag April entirely. We would have already been exhausted from the legislature. So let's just skip April, and then we'll add a committee meeting to July's meeting.
Joel, can I throw something else out?
I mean, you're running us into the
Okay,
ground.
well, we have a motion.
Leadership.
Let me just
We only have
catch up
11
here real
meetings
quick.
a year.
We have a motion. Who seconded it? Did we have a second? Yes. Spencer second. Okay, we're into discussion. Are you wanting to amend it? Joel, is that what you're doing?
Joel, let me do it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to... Are we going to vote right now? Or we're going to have more discussion. If we're going to vote right now, I'm going to amend it. I'd like to.
Well, we have a motion, so we have to vote on the motion sometime, so...
Okay, well, I'd like to amend it that we drop an April meeting entirely and add a committee meeting to July.
April, drop. No.
Mm-hmm. And then we only have 11 meetings in the year, which we've traditionally done. And we're all burned out after the legislature and time to move on anyway. Give us some
Okay, do we have
time.
a second?
Second.
Who seconded it?
I did.
Okay, well, any further discussion?
Yes.
Board Member Lear.
I think that we were not very efficient last year. And I think one of the least efficient things that we did was cancel the meeting after the session when we need to be addressing rules so that things get done in a timely fashion after the session. So I think canceling the April meeting is one of the worst things we could do. And not having the meeting in July makes some sense if you want to go to 11 meetings, which I don't disagree with. But for me, July is a much harder month than April, so I think we're all going to have conflicts. So I'm going to vote against this motion and any other motion to have individual changes, unless you can tell me the world's going to end on a certain board meeting day, and then I think we should all be home.
Okay, we have Board Member Belknap, Cannon, Hanson.
Okay, Carol, this doesn't end the world, but I would like to amend the amendment. I'd like to amend the amendment.
Amend the amendment.
Yes, sir. I would like to, and it really will get to his amendment, okay? But I've got to get back to my calendar. I would like to amend.
Do we need a whiteboard to keep track of all of this?
No,
or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would like to amend our March meeting, and let me finish as to why, which is supposed to be on March 1st and 2nd, to be March 15th and 16th. And the reason being is it's the last week before the session. And the last time we did that, we missed many staff members and most of our leadership because they're up there fighting on the Hill when the last week of appropriations. But there's one other piece, and that's why it's amending Joel's. Because then we're too close to have our meeting on the 5th and 6th in April. It's too fast. So I would move that we move April to the 12th and 13th because it's too close to that March meeting. So that is my amendment, and that's the reason. And then if you have it on the 15th and 16th, you don't have to have another meeting in March for a veto meeting because you're already having one right there.
But the 13th is Thomas Jefferson's birthday.
And my daughter.
Okay, we have an amendment.
So do you want me to say what the dates are again, Chair, for clarity?
Well, let's see if we get a second.
Okay.
Second. Thank you, Spencer. Any further discussion to the amendment to the amendment? Board Member Cannon,
I'm sorry.
okay. Okay, Hanson, then,
Okay, hold on. I want to hear
I-
what the latest news was. Did something change?
I've got, are you sure it is? What does it say on
okay,
here?
Board Member Hanson, did you want to comment to the amendment to the amendment? Your light was on and then.
Okay,
then
so
we'll-
I just
well,
think that makes a lot of logical sense, even though I do like the consistency of just having it set throughout the year. I think that makes,
I think that makes more sense as well, as long as we can get the dates right. And I have a comment on a couple of other things. I don't know if you want those now or you want them later.
Well, we're going to have, we have an amendment to the
Right.
amendment that we were just talking about,
Right.
which is to move March to the 15th, 16th. But it's, I don't, we're welcome to turn your light on. We'll comment. Are you ready to comment on this?
Well, I didn't know they were going to spring another amendment on us, but my comment was going to be that we typically have had 11 meetings, and I wanted to tip my hat to Carol Lear and agree that July meeting, I would be in favor of eliminating that for one reason, to give our poor staff a break. And typically in July, July's the 1 month of the year when the schools are closed down, you know, and I think it just makes sense for us to have that as the 1 month of the year we don't have a meeting.
Okay, we can still bring that up, so save that, because that's not in her.
Carol and I'll save that.
Okay, let's just go back. We're going to act on this. Board Member Belknap, what is the amendment again? Good, then we're going to,
And I'll do it quickly, okay?
okay, here we
That
go. Please pay
changing the-
attention, everybody. so you know
Changing
what you're
March
voting on, 'cause we're gonna-
1st and 2nd to March 15th and 16th. And the reason being because of the legislature, and that covers a couple of meetings, and then moving April's from 5/6 to 12/13. Just because it's too close if you don't, it's too fast for turnaround. Oh, well, I didn't say that, though.
You want to do that too?
Well, that's,
Can I add July in that?
sure. I'm going to remember, we're going to pick that up like I forgot. I think I'm remembering something about July.
Okay.
Let's move this to a vote.
so are you adding July or not adding July?
It's July omitted.
And omitting July meeting?
Okay, so that's, okay, Board Member Reeve and then Ellis.
I would too.
I'd like us to recognize the fact that we have lots of people all across the state that have vacations and spring breaks at all different times. I really don't care what days we are doing this. I just think it's really selfish in our part when we discuss moving things and changing them and having them in different times of the month and different times of the week. I would like us to make a decision and stick with it for the whole year. I know I have planned my life around these things. When I ran for this office, I decided that I was going to change my life to accommodate this thing that I decided to do under no easy task. So please be respectful of all the agencies we work with, all the people we work with, all the different districts. And I know that some of you are going to be on vacation, and some of you are going to have birthdays and holidays and graduations. But it's not just about us. It's about the 666,000 kids we serve and all the 41 LEAs and districts. So please, let's be respectful to those people and stay consistent and not change it once we've made a decision.
Okay, Board Member Ellis.
I have a problem with July being added to it because when we were talking to Scott and the finance people, this put us ahead
We didn't do it this year.
to have July meetings. We did have July meetings this year.
We didn't need it, though. He didn't give us any data.
Well, didn't you feel like it put us ahead? I mean, that's what I was understanding as from our discussions.
So that's just, so the March, so think about the March dates, okay? So we come out of the session, right, March 14th, 15th. Staff aren't going to have time to put all the legislative stuff together, right? And that's fine, that's fine. Then we go to April, okay, and so then we can, work on the reports on then too. Why we asked for the July meeting last year was to progress, as we've done, the data part. We started to build and we started to get. Again, I'll say this, believe it or not, call Ripley, believe it or not, we are ahead of the schedule. We are doing very well, and that really had a lot to do with having the July meeting. So, at the risk of Natalie coming over here, she didn't really like the July meeting. This is something that I did to put on the GOMB part. But, it's just a matter of having that meeting to get us to where we are here. So I appreciate the fact that you brought that up. I'm not going to fall on my sword over it, though. I'm not going to say, we can't put it together. It's just about expectations. So you come out of the session, you have April, May, and June, which those months typically are filled with getting everything straight and loaded and ready to go out in July. The July meeting helps us with the process for July, August, September, and now in October. That's really what it is. But I'm not going to fall on my sword for July, but thank you for remembering that. I appreciate it.
Can I just ask?
I'll take July off. I didn't have a second on it anyway.
Yeah, hang on. Huh? Okay. Board Member Hanson.
So I have a question for people because I was discussing things with staff this week because we had a holiday on Monday and then we had board meetings Thursday and Friday, and it made it a day short for them to prepare for board meetings. And so I'm wondering if that is a problem for anybody else. Because it seemed like it was a little bit of a problem for them to get everything ready because they were one day short than they used to be. And I noticed that like Labor Day on here. So we have Monday's Labor Day and then we have the holidays on Thursday. We have the holidays. It's been a long day. And then we have board meetings on Thursday and Friday. And I wonder if that's hard on people with their work or whatever.
If I might comment on that, the other part of this for preparation is you can still move the executive meeting up 1 or 2 days to also get them that extra time of everything they've got to prep for too, but not 2 days, but one. But we do have a great staff and they do perform and they do get it done. But that's good that you brought that forward. So the motion does not include July. Let's vote on this so we can move something forward, please. Okay, so the motion is, one more time. The
Thank you,
amendment.
Chair. To move March's meeting, and this isn't for my own personal gain. I'm just
Okay,
teasing.
just the
It's really
dates would
not.
be good.
To move March 1st and 2nd to March 15th and 16th, so it covers the veto meeting and after the session. And then because it's too close, to move April from 5th and 6th to 12th and 13th. Otherwise, it'd be too close for staff to do that.
Okay. I'm not seeing any other discussion, so let's vote on it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? With 2 nays.
Why do you hate that?
Okay. So where does that put us exactly on the original?
Okay, so I believe it would be, we'll go back to the original amendment. That's fine, Peter. Okay, the original then was,
The schedule.
the original amendment was to drop the April meeting and add a committee meeting to July. So the amendment to the amendment addressed March and April, but there would still be a committee meeting in July that's part of that amendment.
Correct.
So-
So what's left is the committee meeting from the original amendment is the committee meeting in July.
And the 2 dates you just voted on.
Yeah, those dates trump everything else. So,
So a committee meeting in July, but not a regular board meeting.
correct.
But
That
do we
is-
have a month completely off?
Okay. Well, the motion, but it takes July off. It just says
Okay,
committee.
point addressed. So the amendment, the original amendment had July committee meeting. So it was
So July still has a board meeting, and now with this amendment, adds a committee meeting to it. And so if you want to not mess with that, then we can vote this down. No, we have to amend to take the committee meeting. We need another amendment to take the committee meeting's already going to happen. Okay, let me start with Board Member Cannon.
Then I'd like to make an amendment to eliminate the board meeting in July and any committee meeting in July.
Okay, we have a motion to eliminate committee and board meetings in July. Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion on July's meetings? Board Member Lear.
This is a reluctant amendment to Janet's motion, and that is that but wait.
That's already an amendment to the amendment. That's all we can do. We can't do an additional.
Can't do
we
an
can't add
amendment to the
another to
amendment. Okay, never mind.
Okay,
To take away the
to
committee.
drop July meetings.
In July, either
False.
a board meeting or a committee meeting.
Okay, and we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, none. The motion is to drop board meeting and committee meetings in July. So let's vote on it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Will the ayes raise your hand? Okay, I'll call them out. Brittany, Spencer, Bolter, Wright, Hanson. There's not a hand there. Reeby, Cannon, Cummings, Gravett, Lear, Warner. It passes. Okay. All right. So
Does this
schedule.
preclude any committee from meeting if there's a need for it?
You can always,
If there's a need, like
if
the
there's a need,
finance
you
needed
call a
to meet
meeting.
that month? Thank you.
There'll be, yeah. Okay, we're about done with this calendar.
Now you have to vote on the amendment. It's been amended twice. Now you have to just vote on the amendment.
No, we got to vote on the motion.
Yeah, and the motion.
Well,
The
no,
motion as amended. You voted on the two
The
amendments to
motion
the
as
amendment.
amended.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to vote on the motion as amended. Okay, which is basically the schedule has been revised to show March being the 15th, 16th, April 12th, 13th, no meetings in July. So we're going to vote on that. I'm not seeing any discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Voting is unanimous. Oh, you blend in. Oh, you're part of the art. Okay, we have one. We have one no. Okay. The motion passes. Okay. Any other motions on? Man, everyone's packing up. They must have someplace to go. Any other motions on the? Okay. I'm going to skip the board chair's report, but I might have a comment. We're going to turn this to board member comments. That was that email piece. Okay, any other comments? Board member Lear, board member Reeby.
Motion to adjourn.
What's that?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Hey,